R2! Stupid little short circuit. Where have you gone? Hello. I don't believe we've been introduced. I am C3PO, human cyborg relations. And you are?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Droid Protocol, and I just wanted to take you through getting dressed into my naked Threepio costume.
I just thought I would show you the process of how I get into this costume. It's a bit complicated. These are all the parts. It's a bit of a jigsaw puzzle to put this thing on. So we've got the legs and hips, and that is attached to a collar. And then we've got the torso piece, which includes the batteries for the microphone and the batteries for the lights in the eyes. So they all just have plugs, and everything kind of just goes together like a jigsaw puzzle. And you just untangle it. It's a bit annoying because with all of these wires, everything gets tangled together like it is now with my microphone. But this torso piece just has a couple of cap screws, and it just kind of bolts it together, and it has some little tabs on the top, so it just comes apart, because otherwise there's no way I'd be able to get into it. This is a pretty well engineered piece of machinery. So the helmet has a couple of fake wires, but inside there's the cord for the eyes, which I will plug in. Okay, so that's working. And turn that on. So my little voice box I just glued in the back there, that just has a boom mic which I kind of stick on my head just before so if I forget to switch it all on and stuff, it's impossible to get in there to switch everything on, so I've got to make sure I do all that before I put this on. So the back part here, to hold all these wires in place, I've glued them to a bit of a harness, which I have to kind of slide into, and then it clips on around my waist, and it just holds the wires down. Oh, actually, I've got to zip up my Lycra suit. So my Lycra suit is just a cheap one I bought online, and then I've used sort of puffy paint, or they call it, Tulip brand has puffy paint, and they also have another type of paint called Slick, and that's what I use for the suit because it's really stretchy, and it tolerates the stretchiness of the suit. Other paints that I've used for this just kind of break because they're like acrylic, and over time as they kind of dry and cure, they just break. But this Tulip brand paint, it's almost like latex. It might be a latex or a silicone sort of based paint, and it's it's really good. It never cracks. So it's been great. This suit I've had for about a year maybe, and it's perfect. This is the bit, when I first built this, it was a bit of a challenge because I had to kind of design it all to fit together and make it look like, there was no gaps, and the wires that I've put into this suit are some of them just lay across the shoulders to fill in gaps. I was going to have them so that they had like little magnets or clips or something, but you know, when I built this thing, I kind of, the last week was a mad rush and there's a few things that I never finished. Now, I don't want to offend anyone, but this suit is quite revealing, doesn't leave much to the imagination, so I'm just going to conceal myself a bit, because it's a little bit embarrassing. It's really not supposed to be seen. My housemate's laughing at me. So I've just got a clip on the side, and I'm not clipping this up. Alright, so imagine being Anthony Daniels and being, you know, like crammed into, not this costume's actually really comfortable, but imagine being him and being crammed into a proper 3PO costume for, you know, 14 hours of the day out in the desert. I mean, I wore my old 3PO costume for 5 hours, and I was so dehydrated, so sweaty. The entire suit, because it was my original suit, was made mainly from cardboard and coated. The cardboard on the inside of the suit started to soften, and the suit was like coming apart. But a proper 3PO costume would be made from like plastic and resin, fiberglass, that sort of thing. So it would be not so bad, but anyway. Okay, so the hip panels and thighs and everything all go together. So you can see how the wires at the back just tuck in there. I've got a couple of bits of Velcro sort of on my butt, and that sort of stops these hip section from sort of falling down. Right, so this part here is a little bit challenging, but it clips onto the back part and completes the neck ring. So I'm just going to use the mirror to see what I'm doing. Here's fairly easy as well. And then the most challenging part for me though is getting it all lined up. Fortunately though, because it's fairly well engineered, it all kind of goes together quite easily. The next thing I probably will do is the legs. Yeah, I'll do the legs. You just hold that elastic there. Something broke. Typical. So the knees are just part of the lower leg. One thing that I'm sort of not too happy with, and it was kind of rushed, is all of the wires on the thighs. They kind of terminate, and they're a little bit high, and I don't really like the way that is designed. So I might have to rebuild the lower legs. But like the overall image of what it looks like is not too bad, but it just turned out that they're a little bit short and I really need them to be longer. So what I probably will have to change is have the elastic go below the knee and have the wires just kind of like rerouted around the knee joints. Alright, good. So yeah, the ankles just have like a little elastic, which is really, really simple. And the knees have a small elastic at the back. Yeah, like I said before, I'm not really happy with how the elastic is visible at the back, but you know, overall the suit's pretty amazing. My shoes are like really awesome. I don't know if you can see those, but they're probably like, other than the helmet, the shoes are probably my favourite part of this whole costume. Okay, so the arms are... One of the things that I have to say is really amazing with this costume is that the freedom of movement is pretty bloody good. Even my arms that I built, they have, you know, like I can almost completely close my elbow with these, which means that I can actually touch my face. Right. So the arms have got little magnets, or actually big magnets, that clip on up underneath the shoulder rings, and then the hands have like, so the elbow has an elastic, the wrist has elastic, and then there's a little plate. This little plate just magnetizes onto the hand shell. I'll just show you how that goes. This one, which is really, really simple because it just snaps into place, and then when I want to get out of the costume, it just comes apart. It's just super, super easy. Yeah. Just pull the elastic all the way up to my elbow, the big one. Just hold it, hold the arm, just hold it. Hold the arm. Yeah, just hold it still, yeah. Okay, put the magnet up underneath. It should just automatically locate. Yeah. Yeah. And then the Velcro around the top of the arm. Tighter. Make it nice and tight. It's not the best design, but feels good. Okay, so if you hold the elastics for me. Just rotate the arm piece around to the top. Yeah. And then you can magnet. Make sure you hear the snap. Just push it under and it'll go in by itself. Okay, so I need to do the Velcro. Just had a failure that the suit just snapped, which is really poor engineering because of me. That's really annoying. So the reason that has snapped is actually because I've had surgery on this arm. My arm doesn't bend the same as my other arm, and so there's always been a lot of stress in that joint.
Showtime.
Seems like my microphone is like stuck on my ass. Can you? Alright, you to help me with the helmet. Can you put this up over my shoulder and put it on my head? Now the plug for the lights needs to go on to that, which is dangling out here, the silver wire. Oh yeah. That's got to plug onto that. You got to do it. No. Just plug that on first. Amateur glove. It's like performing surgery to get this thing on correctly. See, the best thing, apart from my arm snapping just now, this this suit is generally really easy for me to put on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. So then these little mouth parts just kind of clip on.
Oh my! Okay, so these gloves are... Hello. I am C3PO.
Now these hands are quite snug, and I made them so they just kind of press. I press over my wrist, and then how does that look?
Do I look like a droid?
Do the fingers first.
Something going on with my oral senses. Alright. How do I look?
Maybe you can take the tripod off, or you can keep it on there. It's up to you.
It's a lot more comfortable than you realise.
Alright, I think we're gonna head off now to my friend's shop. Don't really know why I'm doing this, but you know. See all the wires hanging out the back? They need to tuck into the neck. And on the side here,
Which one?
on the side of the neck. Oh god, I feel short of breath. My goodness, my joints are almost frozen. Okay.
My keys. We're going to use our keys. Whose keys are we going to take? Should take. Here they are.
Funny that. See if I can actually. No, you're gonna have to do that for me. Probably the worst service droid ever invented.